here. It's not quite 3 o'clock on the Sunday, let's see here, tomorrow's the 18th when taxes are due, so it's the 17th. My relief got to work a tad bit early, and so I am on my way home. It is gorgeous. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Walking outside from being in that box is like a sensory deprivation tank. It truly is. I can't even explain it anything other than that. There's no windows. I go in the dark on Friday night. I come out on Sunday. A couple weeks ago it was rainy and cool, but today, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. My van temp says it's 84. Let's see here. Oh, I forgot to change my glasses. These are my progressive lenses that I wear at work because they have the dead zone right here that doesn't focus, and so I have to, if I want to see to drive, I have to tilt my head down a little bit more, and I have to move my head, otherwise I'll get that no-fly zone going on. So anyway, let's see here. Hallie's eyes are progressing. She was getting better in her right eye, which was the one that was really bad to begin with. She had 2 ulcers that had developed, and he said that they are starting to heal over, which is fantastic. And then, let's see here. I don't think the air is working in here. Not that I need air, but I can't really talk with. Yeah, that's warm. Oh boy. This fan is old. It's an 03. It's got 172,000 miles on it. Let's see here. Let's just turn it on. Okay. So AC, cold, yes. It's all set for. Anyway, Hallie's right eye has been healing. The left eye wasn't as bad as the right eye to begin with, but then whatever it was, the bacteria just really started to being aggressive in that eye, and more, he called them pits, you know, like indents, pits in her eye developed, and it was starting to hurt her, and her vision was starting to change. So he changed her medication and increased the dosage, and she still has some pain, but it isn't getting any worse. So right eye is getting better, left eye isn't getting any worse. Has to be monitored for a while. And let's see here. Oh, Jason's got his orientation for Steak and Shake. I think it's Tuesday. I gotta double check, but it's 3 o'clock. I know it's 3 o'clock. And then, so once he goes through orientation, he can be scheduled to work. So he definitely got the job, which has kind of been a little bit of a question. He thought he had the job, but nobody actually said, hey, we're hiring you and here's what we're paying you. So, you know, it's his very, very, very first job, so I guess he'll figure out when he gets his paycheck how much he makes. So there's that, and my cat Toonie, she's still locked in my bedroom because she cannot get into the other cat's food, and she can't get stressed. She's got the urine stones. And she's supposed to go on Tuesday to see the same doctor, but she just wasn't acting right. She was throwing up the food that she had been eating, and then she just was sitting there, and she wouldn't, I'm going to say talk, but she wouldn't talk to my husband when he got home for work, and they have conversations. She would be, you know, yipping at him, and he'd be like, how was your day? And he'd say, oh, I know, you know, because she would like answer his questions and with responses. She would respond when he had the question, so they would just have conversations. And she hadn't done that for a couple of days, and then when she was throwing up and she just wasn't really moving around, I called the vet and I said, I don't think she can wait to be seen. And when I took her in, she hopped off the table on her own and was checking out the room, and the doctor said that was actually a good sign, and that these urine stones, if we're not going to do surgery, which surgery would cost more than $1,000, and I'm not going to do that, that if we're not going to do surgery, then we can expect at least 6 months before these stones go away. But she's had experience, this vet has had experience with them going away. And so the bad thing is, though, she's lost a pound. She's 5 pounds now, and it just breaks my heart. You can just feel all of her bones. But she cannot have anything but this urine stone dissolving food that the vet prescribed. So I am hoping that she has a turnaround and starts to get better. And then, there's a man without a leg sitting on the side of the road in a wheelchair, a very nice wheelchair actually, with a sign. I hate seeing that, and I'm not anywhere where I can turn. I'm in the way opposite lane. Just pray for him, Lord, and pray that your will is done for him, that if he needs, that he gets the assistance that he needs, and that whatever your will is, Lord, whatever your will is, whatever assistance that you will for him, whatever plan that you have for him, Lord, let nothing stand in the way. Nothing stand in the way. So, let's see here. Is anything else going on? I personally have been very, very, very stressed by having so many people in my house all the time. And yes, they're my children. I don't know if I put this in my last video or not, or where I'm at with saying this, but I have always been antisocial. I have a few select people that I like to talk to and that I've let into my life, but for the most part, I don't mind being alone. I don't mind not talking to anybody, and you know, having a lot of people around makes me uncomfortable. Even if they are my children and my husband, I work weekends, and I like working weekends because I'm by myself for, well, there's 2 people that work nights, me and somebody else, from 11 p.m. till 7 a.m. And then 2 or 3 more people will come in. So there's like 5 people, but everybody has their job and they're doing it. There's a little bit of time to chat on Sundays, and sometimes periodically on Saturdays, but not really very much. So for the most part, everybody leaves me alone. Plus, I'm not responsible for them. I'm responsible for coming and doing my job. I am not responsible for anybody else's problems or issues or making sure that there's food and clean clothes, nothing. So work is, you know, a happy place for me. Please let me just go to work. Turn this off. I'm gonna get run over by the semi because I'm not going fast enough. Come on, little van, you can do it. Come on, little van. Okay, you slowed down. And I gained speed. Good. All right. Sorry, I am driving, and I am paying attention to what I'm doing. So yeah, I go to work on the weekends, and then during the school year, my son is at school and my husband is at work. Well, right now there's always somebody at home with me. Always. Hallie's there or Jonathan's there, and it's been that way for, you know, a couple months now. John's been living with us for a couple months. And then Hallie for a month. And so I just am struggling. I'm also struggling with communicating with my children and my husband so that I'm understood, and that I've always been often misunderstood. And you would think that my children and my husband would understand me after dealing with me for all of these years, but I've often found that, especially when Satan's wanting to just get in there and cause chaos, that he jumbles up what I say and delivers it incorrectly. Because I have asked the person that I'm talking to, what did you hear me say? And I'll be like, no, that's not even close to what I said or even what I meant. So, anyway, God laid it upon me that I need to change. I need to change and change how I'm doing things if I hope to have a change in return. I heard somebody say a long, long time ago that if you change, the people around you will change because they have to react to your change. So if your friends are used to you going out and drinking all the time and you stop drinking, eventually they'll either join you in not drinking or they'll, move on, that kind of thing. So I'm hoping that if I can learn to be gentle, I don't know if you can see it, be gentle and quiet. I've written it, it's kind of faded. I'll have to redo it though because I'm on my way home. But Psalms 15:11, I think. Is that a quiet answer or a gentle answer will diffuse an angry word, something like that. It's on my Facebook page. That's what I made my profile picture so that I will remember it. So gentle, I think is what it is. So instead of responding in a tone of voice that's harsh or anything, in my mind, I'm trying to be that, on Everybody Loves Raymond, it was Raymond's brother's mother-in-law, and, she talks like this, and she's really quiet, and just very, very soft, and I'm not doing it right. She's got blonde hair, she's a little mousy thing, but she never, ever, ever gets flappable, except for every now and then once in a while she'll just belt something out and it's hilarious, but she's just very soft spoken. So I'm trying really hard to be gentle and to be quiet, and no matter what I have to say or what is being said to me, if I say what I want to say quietly and gently, then there's no way for the person who's talking to me to get angry or escalate. So that's my first thing. The second thing is I've been thinking, we either need a bigger house so I can hide and they have more room to spread out and leave me alone, or they just need to, a couple of them need to get an apartment together and go on their merry way. I'm pretty sure none of them watch my videos, so I don't really feel like somebody's gonna be like, I know you're talking about me. I know you're talking about me. I'm not even really sure anybody watches my videos. At least all the way through. I know people start watching them, but I don't know if anybody watches them. So I just have to, and so every time I would start to get frustrated, I would get out a pen. This was on, I think, Thursday or Friday. Thursday I started doing this. So on Thursday and Friday before work, every time I started to get frustrated, instead of responding, I just started writing on myself. I really don't know what else to do. I have to get this under control. I have to get it under control how I am responding so that the response that I'm getting will de-escalate instead of escalate, because it is all the time. all the time, and I cannot deal with it. Cannot deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be the taxi driver to everyone. 2 of my children are over 20. Jonathan's my stepson, but him and Hallie, they're gonna be. He's 22. She's gonna be 21. When I was 21, I had lived on my own since I was, before I turned 18. I graduated, or I finished my senior year in, May, and I was 17, I turned 18 in August. So, and I moved out when I graduated my senior year. I had a full-time job. I had an apartment, I had a roommate, and then I ended up getting my own little studio, which was very lovely. But I have been on my own, except for when I got pregnant with Hallie, and I was in a bad situation, and I landed on my grandma's sofa for a while. I don't know how she does it. She's always had people in her house. She's never ever not had anybody in her house. I just don't know how she does it. I know right now she needs it because she's 80. How old is she? Why don't I know? Oh, she doesn't think she's going to make it to 90, she told me. So she's 86, I think. You just forget I mentioned anything about her. So, I am 42 years old, and I am on a journey to change my behavior. I am still, as far as behavior, I am still documenting my calories into my FitnessPal app, and I haven't gained any weight, but I am not following any kind of program or rules or anything at the moment. The only thing, when I get frustrated, the only thing I want is sugar. I want cookies, cake, anything, and I don't always eat it, but a few months ago, like 6 months ago, it was my husband and I and my son, who was not yet 16. And he was going to school, and he was going to get a job when he turned 16. And, my daughter was living with her boyfriend, and I wouldn't hear from her every day. Sometimes I would, hi mom, I'm doing okay, that kind of thing. But there would be days when I didn't hear from her. And she was, managing her own life fairly well. And so, come on, dude, get out of my way. No, don't do that. Oh my goodness. See, I'm doing really well with controlling myself. Can't you tell? Anyway. I was, compared to then, those were carefree days, man. Carefree days. I don't even know if they really were. I'm pretty sure that my son and I were button heads, because we've always done that, but what I want is to get my tongue under control. And then I want to get my house back under control. And what that looks like, I really don't know. I kind of feel like my kids could be there for a while. And I gotta be okay with that. And I gotta have more boundaries than because they just walk right into my bedroom. I'll be reading a book or editing a video or whatever, and they just walk right in. You know? My bedroom door's shut because the cat's in my room, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to be, or that I do want to be bothered. I told my stepson Friday, I said, you better stay away from emotional girls because they will have emotional children. And for anyone who doesn't have children, who by chance happens to watch this, and you're thinking, oh, I want a baby. They're only babies for a year. Then they start walking, their toddlers and then their kids. And you know what? You have a baby for a few months, but you are raising an adult from that point, you know, the moment they come out of the womb. And they rely on you for everything for years and years and years and years. And if you're not careful, they're going to keep relying on you. What's going on with me right now is what happens when an antisocial person has children, marries someone with children, and then has another child. It just... I always thought that, you know, when I turned 40, my kids would be grown and, you know, they could go do their thing, and then I would have raised my children, and whatever I was going through, you know, would be different. And I'm sure that this situation is temporary. Sometimes temporary situations can feel like eternities. I mean, this is seriously affecting my mental well-being. Enough complaining, enough griping, enough. I am going to take the last 15 minutes of my drive, and I am just going to enjoy being by myself on this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous day. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous day. So, if you made it to the end, I'm probably going to add some more later on, because I do feel like my Sundays have been kind of not so upbeat lately. And so, yeah, I'm tired. I just worked 32 hours in the space of 40 hours. It's the same thing I do every weekend. So, we'll see how a day or two goes. But in any case, this is it. Have a good day and God bless.